Why look for a scientific explanation when you can put blind trust in an invisible Sky Daddy?
Sky Daddy all the way.
You want your crappy stick car? Turn up full volume, why don't you?
Oh, Reed, weird, I can't even get through my couch!
Good?
I'm good.
Alright, same. You like my my Rise and Shine pink mug,
Rise
dude?
and-
My pink
Rise
flower
and
mug.
grind. Rise and grind.
Rise and Shine.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Second Floor Experience. I know last week we said that was going to be our last telepod, but surprise, we're back again. Had to make sure Zack got the cheapest flight possible back home. So we're doing one more. And I hope you enjoyed the new intro you just listened to. That's courtesy of Nathan Hartman. Shout out to him. Thanks for doing that. Probably one of my favorites we've ever made. Pumped just in time to start the new year.
Dude, I haven't even heard it yet.
You haven't even listened to it yet?
Oh, wait, no. Yes, I did. Yeah.
Dude, it
I
has
did.
Ryan saying, I live by the old code of Second Floor. And then I found a video. We were trying to figure out, because we had like the Sky Daddy part in there from the Hate Olympics, the first one. And then
Yeah.
I was trying to find one more little soundbite to put in. And I found a video from, I think it was my first semester with you guys. And it was in the hub. And Reed and Ryan are like going at it because Reed's like trying to lean back in his chair and it's pushing Ryan's couch back because they're back to back, and he like gets super upset and comes over and Reed like starts freaking out, and it's just amazing. I mean, it just captures, I think.
Dude, that's a great idea. Was that your idea?
It was
like
Nathan's
those
idea
little-
to put the sound bites in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
fantastic, dude. It sounds awesome.
I mean, dude, he's a creative genius. What can you say?
He is. Yeah. I mean, that's so, like, great because there's countless more, dude, that we can put in
Yeah.
for the coming season.
Just scratching that top of the iceberg, man.
Yeah.
On that one.
Yeah, that's dope. Is that new? Is the new video, like, do you have a new video for it or no?
No, we don't.
Okay.
I saw I'm working on it. Let's
Okay,
just say
okay,
that.
yeah. All right.
I'm working on it. I think it's going to be a lot. I think we can do it once you get back because we got to get with Johnny on it.
Okay. So
It's kind of weird, like the way we're trying to do it.
So should
It's a
this
bit
be
complicated.
the start of season 4, dude?
This should be, dude. This should be.
All right.
This is also episode 53, right?
Yes.
So that means that we've officially hit one full year in a row of one episode a week, which
It's pretty
is
insane.
awesome.
That's pretty insane, dude. Gosh.
Can you believe it? Like, do you remember the very first one we did at my old apartment?
Yes, dude.
That's crazy to me. That's
I remember like we filmed it and then trying to edit it like while I was home for Christmas on my little old 2014 MacBook laptop, dude, and it was just
Brutal.
a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Had like no actual editing software. I was using like Windows Movie Maker. or no, Apple, like the iMovie Maker. Gosh, dude.
Oh, bro, we've come a long way, like production wise.
Dude.
I mean, all the headway we've made as like literal producers of our own show is kind of nuts. Like you with all the editing and stuff, like the amount of problems you've conquered, and just like, you know, getting guests lined up, and it's been wild.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always just like, I'm always impressed with our setup, dude.
I think our setup agility is probably unmatched.
It's insane, dude.
I think it's
Dude, if you
unmatched
need a
in the
podcast
industry.
anywhere, bro, We will do it.
Did you like
dude.
that? Do you read my email that I sent to the professors that was like, seriously, we've done a podcast in a tree, on a roof, and on a mountain. We can do a podcast anywhere.
It's true though, bro. God.
That's our only competitive advantage right now. I think.
Yeah.
We have no following. We have like no big names people on our podcast.
But we'll
It's just
film
literally-
anywhere, dude. We'll film
We'll just
anywhere.
go anywhere, dude. We'll go anywhere. We'll freaking haul 50 pounds worth of camera gear on top of a mountain
Yeah.
at night.
And that
and film on the edge of a lake.
that setup time's still gonna be under 15 minutes, dude.
Dude, I think I rigged up a literal I think I used my shirt and I just tied some rope because the camera was getting overheated. I tied a rope to these two branches and just put my shirt over it so it would have some shade for the freaking. Why is my display turning off? Oh no, it stopped filming. It's alright. Yeah, that one was wild. That one was wild.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, gosh. Last year, like a year ago, I think was it our second episode that was with Reed? Or
Yeah.
okay, was that
I think it
was the second one with Reed, or was the second one the camping trip?
I think the second one was a camping trip.
I think so. I think it was the camping trip, and the next week was with Reed. And yeah, that just
camping trip one was wild too.
That seems like so long ago, bro. I feel like so much
There's
has
been
happened last year.
So much has happened since then. I mean,
Insane.
the amount of trips that we took, it's honestly insane that we didn't miss a week. Like, I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, how did we not
miss
miss a
one
week?
Monday? That's crazy.
Like, I think it was 1 week that we ended up posting on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, I think. But
I don't think so, dude. Are you sure?
really? Yeah, I remember. Oh, dude, what the crap is going on? My thing keeps pausing. It's like motion detection canceled due to the speed of the card. It's weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, I think there was one. There was one where we stopped, or we were delayed.
Are you sure, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Pretty positive.
Well.
But I mean, still got it out.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. We didn't miss a week. So
Yeah,
we can
didn't
say
miss a
that.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely
Yeah.
proud of that, for sure.
Yeah, dude. We gotta figure out. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have no idea what 2025 is gonna hold
Yeah.
for this. Like, no idea,
Dude.
So
Me neither, bro. It's starting off wild.
yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot going on.
Wait, one sec. Before you get into it,
Okay,
I gotta
yeah.
figure this thing out.
Yeah, I'll wait.
It's only going like a few minutes at a time. Well, it's been going for 5 minutes, so
Okay, well, let me turn this back
you want
on.
to jump back into it?
Yeah,
You were saying?
yeah.
You were saying this year's already started off wild.
Yeah, I
So,
was
like,
gonna
you're
say
gonna-
though, we gotta figure out we need to figure out what we're gonna call this last arc, because we don't have a name for it. And honestly, I don't even know how to describe this last year. Like, we're gonna have to think about that.
When was the last one? Was that the blueprint?
I think so. Yeah, I think like season 2 was the blueprint arc, so we never named season 3. But I think it's pretty clear what this next arc is gonna be, though.
Man.
The Ascension.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, what is it? It's like it's almost been like it's like a hodgepodge of things. It's
It
been
is.
like international travel. It's been, it's been breakups and conflict and crazy. You guys flew in from Florida. Like, it's
Yeah,
been wild.
it's been wild, dude. There's just been a lot of stuff that, like, especially
It
with.
has
Or go ahead.
felt like it still felt like a setup. Like, it's still like the blueprint stage was definitely like, okay, like we're really trying to figure things out. But I feel like this was kind of almost like, because I'm thinking about building, like when you build something, you got to get the blueprints.
Yeah.
Then you can kind of like do the design process, and then you can start building, like
Yeah.
actually physically building things. So it's like
Yes.
maybe something around like design or something would be cool.
That could work. I'm trying to think
Maybe
of when.
maybe like chaos by design or something like that.
I'm trying to think of when we started season 3.
I have
Because
no idea.
yeah.
Couldn't tell
I
you.
know that we started season 2 like right after we left Larry and Johnny's studio.
Oh,
Because
crap.
because I remember talking to Zack, Zack Wilkie,
hmm
and like us talking about starting the season 2, and he was like our last episode, and in that studio, I'm pretty sure.
Did we ever decide when we were ending arc 2?
We did. I remember like officially starting arc 3, and we were gonna try to use a new intro, and we did. We used our last
Sam's
intro.
intro?
Yeah. That was arc 3, but we just never got the video for it. So it's just like
So I guess we just got to find what video it was that we first started using that intro.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I felt like arc 3 was pretty long, but inside of arc 3, gosh, bro, there's just a lot of conflict, a lot of just things coming to an end, like
Yeah.
a change, just like it was just a lot of big shifts.
Dude.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because like inside of arc 3, Benji moved in. The freaking car wreck, bro. For
both of us.
Yeah. So there's a lot that happened.
That's crazy.
But I'm excited for this new year.
Yeah, what's been up, man? Like what's on your mind? How's the paper going?
It's been good. I kind of hit like a wall. I got the first section done. I knocked it out, dude. I had like a lot to say, and then now I hit this point where I'm like, dang, I don't even know how to start this section. But I guess I realized that I'm almost writing it like a commentary.
Okay.
Because I'm doing a section of a passage at a time. So like that way the reader can read the passage and then like basically read my comments on it. So I'm like, dang, it's basically just a commentary.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been good. I feel like gosh, man, it's just such a great story, and I feel like there's a lot. I do feel like God is kind of having me go through reading this story of Jacob, like for a reason, like during this time. I didn't even think. Like I just always thought that the story was interesting, but I'm realizing how much Jacob's story is like, I don't know, just like affecting me. And I feel like I don't feel like I'm anything like Jacob, because he was like, I don't know, he was like the deceiver or whatever. Like I don't feel like I have I don't think I kind of have that like I don't know, persona. Like I'm going around trying to deceive everybody, but that doesn't mean I don't have my own battles, you know.
Sure.
And so just the way that that Jacob fought like that identity of his, and like and the way that he overcame that identity was just good. So
I think there's an aspect of waiting in Jacob's story that I think you can relate to
oh
a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
with Leah. Was it
Leah and Rachel. No.
And
Yes.
Rachel.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you want to talk about like being away from your home, waiting on God's promises.
Yeah.
And then basically like, reaping where you sowed deceit, you get deceived. He got deceived, right? And it's like, I'm saying that like Jacob deceived and then he got deceived himself.
Yes.
And had to wait had to work another 7 years for Rachel. And I think you can relate a lot to waiting and not really knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and talk about it, kind of, because I think I can now.
Okay.
I think I have like my thoughts about it in order enough, so I'll talk about it a little bit at least. But basically, like at least for me, because Jacob, the whole story starts out with him, like taking advantage of his brother, and so he takes the birthright from him, right? Like Esau comes in, and he feels like he's gonna die of starvation, and Jacob's like, I'll give you some of the stew if you sell me your birthright, right? And so a lot of people don't like. I never really even thought about this. I don't know why, because it's so obvious. But about like the reason, I was trying to think of like a motive that Jacob would have had to do that, right? Like, why would he do that? But Jacob and Esau were twins. And I forget that. But like, so Esau only got the birthright because he happened to come out of the womb first.
That's right.
And they were basically born at the same time. So so it's definitely possible that like Jacob could have felt like robbed, or like, or just I mean, obviously jealousy. Or that maybe he was like just as deserving of the birthright. So, and especially if Esau, because like from the beginning of the story, you can kind of tell that Esau is like, doesn't really care for his birthright, especially if he's willing to sell it, to give it away for something so simple as like stew. So,
right.
But anyways, basically, like Jacob, he steals the birthright, and then him and his mom, Rebecca, deceive Isaac, right, to steal the blessing, like his father's blessing, from Esau as well. So then that's how Jacob becomes known as Jacob the deceiver. So then he's kicked out. Or I guess Esau plans to kill Jacob, right? And so Jacob flees to go to his uncle's house, which is Laban. And so it's just like funny because Jacob, I just remember thinking all the time, like, dang, how did God condone that? How did he get away with that? But then you realize when you read the story, Jacob being at his uncle's house, like that whole time was like basically punishment, or the consequences of what he did, because essentially Laban was like a mirror image of him, like just always trying to scheme and take advantage of Jacob. And
I never thought about that.
Yeah, and so Jacob kind of really gets what he deserves, because he works 7 years to get Rachel, as his wife, which was Laban's daughter. And then Laban tricks him and gives him Leah, the older sister, right? So, and then makes him work another 7 years for Rachel. But
It's really wild when you think about it. Like 14 years of your life for
So one thing I didn't know is that back then they had something that was called like a bride price. Okay. And so that was like the thing. You'd go to like someone's family and you would like to get like, you know, a daughter of like a wealthy family or whatever, there's a bride price. And I think it was typically like 30 pieces of silver or something like that. And I think I don't remember the details exactly, but I think you could work for like 10 pieces of silver a year or something like that. So the bride price for Rachel should have been like a typical bride price would have been for like 30 pieces of silver, right? So that's like 3 years of work. And so Jacob's already being sold like way more. You know, he's already having to like work way more than the typical bride price to get the woman that he wants. And then when he finishes the bride price, like this overly expensive bride price, then he's tricked and has to work 7 more years. So pretty crazy. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But basically, like, I think the reason why it connected with me so much is because throughout the whole story, there's this theme of struggle. And it starts right at the beginning where the babies in the womb, like, it says that they struggled together in the womb, right? And all throughout Jacob's life, he struggled or wrestled with, like, man and people and God. Like, even in the times where God speaks to Jacob and, like, you know, is kind of revealing himself to Jacob, you can just, like, Jacob always kind of has, like, his own plan or his own, kind of like get out of jail or whatever, or conditions. And it's not until like that, after he leaves his uncle's house and he's returning home, and so he's returning home and he knows that he's in his brother's land, right? And so he gets really afraid because the last time he saw his brother Esau was planning to kill him. Yeah. And so he knew that. This was like at least 14 years ago. And so he sends out like all these gifts to try to appease his brother in hope that, like, you know, just try to make peace, I guess. And then he goes to God and like prays, like, you know, just like asking for protection or whatever. And so then he sends his whole family, like all his livestock or whatever, across this river. And so he's finally left alone, and that's when the angel comes to wrestle with him all night. And it's at that point where they're wrestling and Jacob is essentially winning. Like, the angel's allowing Jacob to win, basically. And then the angel touches his hip, right? And throws his socket, like his hip joint, out of place or whatever. But Jacob won't let go of the angel, and he's like almost like begging for a blessing. And and it's like, it's right there where the angel asks him, like, what is your name? And it's like the first time that Jacob has no way out. Like, he had like none of his schemes, or he can't, you know, he has no backup plan or anything. And he has to like say, like, I'm Jacob, like I'm the deceiver, basically. And so it's right after that the blessing the angel gives him is a new identity. Like, that's where he gives him the name Israel. Dang. So it's just like, gosh, it's just so good. And then like from then on, you see the change in Jacob because he goes and he meets his brother, right? And like he puts all of his family behind him and he goes up to meet Esau and like he falls on his knees and like, bows down 7 times. And Esau like hugs him and they like,
Mm-hmm.
Esau basically like the relationship is like mended.
Reconciled,
Yeah, reconciled. And that's where instead of like, okay, because in the very beginning of the story, you have Jacob comes out of the womb holding on to Esau's heel, right? And like, and all throughout their history, like Jacob has basically like wrestled or struggled with Esau to take what he has. And so then at the very end, and Esau is like trying to leave, and Jacob like won't let him leave without. He's like, no, like let me bless you, please.
Yeah.
So there's just like a lot of like really cool parallels, and to see that transformation, I guess. And I feel like for me, the reason why it just struck me is because I think like in this season I'm in, I feel like, I don't know, like I just felt this. I feel like I needed like a new identity shift,
Yeah.
It's like with this whole thing of like me starting this business and everything, like I just felt like I needed to, I don't know, like just leave things behind.
Yes.
In order to succeed, like in this new, in like this, I don't know, this thing I'm transitioning into,
Yeah.
So, because I do feel like there's just been a lot of things that I hold on to.
Yeah.
A lot
It's
of
easy to.
it is, yeah. A lot of like, I don't know, you could say schemes of my own and like backup plans that
For sure.
it's just hard to like really trust God with.
Yeah.
So
Well, and it's hard too because like when you're in the same environment for so long, like you really kind of like sometimes let people condition you, and it's tough when you get like a new identity because it's like you almost have to, if you don't have an environment change. Luckily, like you going home was kind of like an environment change, but
yeah,
coming back, it's really important to really talk to people of like, hey, you don't have to be like, this is who I am now, but you can just be like, hey, these are some changes that I'm making, and I could really use your support in this because
yeah,
it's just so much easier when you have people around you that support that new identity versus people around you that are trying to like just drag
to
you
keep you
down
the same. Yeah.
yeah, and maybe they don't mean to, it's unintentional,
No,
but
yeah.
it's like up to you to really be the one that says, hey, put your foot down, these are my boundaries, this is why I'm doing this, like I'm trying to create this new business, I'm trying to level up, and it's
Yeah.
really requiring a lot more of X, Y, and Z, so I could really use your support.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's so true. It's like it is really hard to change sometimes because of that fact. Like because of when you are around like certain people who aren't willing to change, really, it can make it like much more like people who like don't like to change also don't like it when other people around them are trying to change for some reason.
Exactly.
Maybe not like don't like it, but
Yeah, it rattles
like
people.
yeah, it does.
It rattles people. And that's why you sometimes get those like, oh, you changed, man. Or like, where's the old Zack? Or like, where's the old Joseph? It's like, it's just, you got to kind of give people space to realize like sometimes people just get upset.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay. It's like,
yeah,
all
for
right.
sure. Yeah.
You have to be okay with that. That's kind of the price of going to a new level or whatever. Price of growth.
Yeah.
Well, man,
so
I
yeah,
feel like
dude.
that was like a really good little Devo kind of.
Yeah.
But I do have to go soon. Now, actually. But I'm glad we could get this in.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to come back, dude.
Yeah, we're
A
pumped
few
to
more
have you back.
days. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to this last telepod Second Floor Experience. It is the first one, right, of the new year?
Yeah.
First one of the new year, 2025, baby. Here we come.
First one of the new year. Probably the first one of the new season.
First new arc.
Yeah, new
Let's
arc.
go.
Arc 4.
Trying to line up some cool guests for y'all, so stay tuned. And I appreciate y'all being with us. Peace.
Peace out.
I want to talk to you. Not now, later.